And welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. I'm your host, Mikey. Today we're going to visit the thrift store and we are going to look for something. I want to do a DIY lovey. So basically finding a little stuffy that I can attach to a handmade crochet blanket and be able to present it. Lovies are about 24 inches by 24 inches, and that's been my journey today. I'm going to try to find something Christmassy. It is August here, 2023. So it's going to be interesting to see if I can find anything Christmas related right about now. So I was able to find a cute little stuffy at the thrift shop, and I've not attached it yet, but this is just a regular granny square, and what I've used is Red Heart Super Saver brushed. The color here is called Soft Mink, and so I used just one ball in order to get this size. And what I'm going to do as a cheating technique is that I'm going to sew this character to the main middle of it so that it becomes part of the lovey. So a lovey, if you don't know, is something that a child can take with them. It's easy to be able to transport. Sometimes people make little lovey sizes that are the actual baby blanket that they make, but they make a smaller version and then they attach a little stuffy to give a child a sense of comfort. So in the video description, I'm going to put a link for an absolute beginner level crochet granny square, and today I'm going to demonstrate that granny square today, but it won't be as slow as that one. So after the end of this, then we're just going to take this material and just sew it with the remaining that's left. And I stopped as soon as one ball is done, so if you want to make it even bigger, you can just continually add more yarn. It's a nice easy project, and let's begin. So this is an easy level, but not an absolute beginner video. So we're going to start off with the slip knot. Don't waste too much yarn, so just keep the slip knot nice and close to the end of the ball. And I want you to chain a total of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and insert your hook into the beginning chain, and then yarn over, pull through and through to create the center ring, and make sure that the outside straggler here is wrapped around the ring to trap it underneath. Let's begin round number 1. Let's begin round number 1. You're going to chain 3, that'll count as a double crochet, and then double crochet right into the center of the ring 2 more times. So we have 1 and 2. And to turn the corner on this sample, it is chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, that gives you a nice big corner to turn, and in the center of the ring, I want you to apply 3 more double crochet in there. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Turn your corner, so chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then in the center of the ring, just keep that straggler wrapped around and the ring and just place in 3 more double crochet. Chain 3, and 3 more double crochet around the center of the ring. So 1, 2, and 3. And the way that I want you to finish this one is that I want you to chain 1, and I want you to half double crochet in the top of the chain 3. And I'm going to pull through and through. To move on to round number 2 and all other rounds, you're always starting in a corner, so you'll chain 3 to begin. That is your first double crochet, and you'll double crochet 2 more times into the corner. To jump, you need to chain 1 and then move to your next space, which happens to be a corner because it's only round 2, and all corners will be 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet. Okay, so to jump, always chain 1, and then we just happen to be going to another corner, so it'll be 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet. So what is the difference when it gets bigger? The corners will get further apart from each other, so there will be spaces before you can do corners. And that's really truly the only difference in granny squares. So make sure you chain 1 to jump. You happen to be going to another corner, so 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet. Okay, chain 1 to jump. Now you're coming into your very first where you came out of, so you got to finish this corner. So you're going to put in 3 double crochet first, and then watch how we join it. It's unique. Chain 1 and half double crochet to the top of the first, chain 3. So that chain 1 plus the half double crochet is the equivalent of chain 3. And this leaves you in the very corner, and then you're going to start another round. So let's begin again. As I mentioned, every round starts the same, so you'll chain 3. It's your first double crochet, and place in 2 double crochet here. And then you need to jump, so you chain 1, and so you'll go to your next space, and it's in the middle of the side. So you're just going to apply 3 double crochets into the space, and then you need to jump. So you need to chain 1 to create the jump, and then the corner happens to be next. So every time this corner is 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet. So every time you go around, you're creating more and more spaces in between the corners. And so you just got to fill those in with 3 double crochet, and then you just got to make sure you chain 1 to jump in between them. So we chain 1 to jump. Next one is just a space, it's not a corner. So 3 double crochet, chain 1, and then you come into your next corner, 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet. Okay, so you just gotta watch what the stitch work is and just do it. So I'm on a corner now. So granny squares are a really great introduction level to blankets for those that are beginning crochet for the first time. Essentially, it's a great idea, and it works out pretty quick. So I'm now coming on the last side, and I can see this is where I started because the corner is incomplete. So you're just looking for the telltale signs for that. So what I want to do is that I want to keep going round and around until I use up the ball. So I have to stop before I think I'm going to run out. But you can always add another ball if you want to. So this was a final corner, so I added my 3, chain 1, and then just half double crochet at the top of the chain 3. So as you begin again, in the next round, you're just going to chain 3, 2 double crochet, and then chain 1 to jump, and then you have spaces. So you put 3 double crochet, chain 1 to jump, 3 double crochet, chain 1 to jump, and then you have your corner. And you keep doing this around and around and around. So I'll count the number of rounds that I did on my sample, and hopefully that'll help you to know when to stop. On my sample, I was able to do 15 rounds with having a little bit of yarn left over that I can sew the character to the middle. So I'm currently on 1, 2, 3, so you count it up on an angle. So I'm on 3 rounds here, so I can get all the way to 15 rounds in order to make that happen. When you're ready for the ending of this, you're just gonna trim your yarn when you're happy. So just trim it and just pull it through. And then you're just gonna turn it to the back side, and you're gonna put it through a tapestry needle because you're gonna need that to sew your character anyway. And you just wanna drag the yarn through the back side of your square. So you should never be able to turn over the square and see this popping through the front side. And if a baby is using this, take your time. If you split the plies versus just going between yarn strands, it'll hold much better. And you gotta go back and forth a total of 3 times. So you can change colors anytime you wish as well. That's not the purpose of today's tutorial, but you can do that if you wish, and make sure you hide your yarns in a similar way. So what we have to do now is attach our character to the middle. So I want to attach my character to the middle, so I'm going to create a slip knot on the other side of this sewing strand. And when I go to insert through, I'm just going to insert through and I'm looking at the good side of the project, so the right side, and go right into the slip knot. And what this will do is it'll hold it and lock it into position. And the other yarn strand, you'll use your tapestry needle to be able to hide that in later. So pull it nice and tight. You're now going to take your character. I'm going to do mine as if it's sitting on the top. And so I want to come carefully into the bottom side with this and just go make sure you actually get to the fabric area, not just the fur. And you want to pull through the character and push it down onto the blanket. And go right into the blanket. And I would secure it several times in between. It's coming here. So pull it nice and tight. And it's in there, so I'm going to go into another section here of the bear. So the parent can release this bear off later if they're just carefully with their yarn strands. And I just want to focus on the center of the square as my point. Now, you may be thinking, well, why would you not use thread? Thread has the potential to, when it's being yanked, because it's so thin, it can act like a cutting tool for yarn. So you want to use the same yarn that you're playing with. And this is Red Heart Super Saver, so it's a value acrylic, so it holds pretty good. And when you're happy with it, what I wanted to do is put the needle down through there and turn the whole thing upside down and pull that needle through. And on the back of here, once you pull it nice and tight, I can feel like the doll is really attaching. I want to attach it, so it's going to form a knot on this side. So yeah, you could do amigurumi for crochet, but this is a really cool way to kind of use up your stuff that you may be able to find in the stores, even in a thrift shop, and to be able to secure it to something. And it will save you having to do the amigurumi and screwing up the eyes like I do. And once you have it tied enough times, just weave in the yarn back and forth a total of 3 times. And then you can safely cut that yarn. So the parent can just peel back the bear to expose the yarn that is actually holding this into position to be able to cut it off if they wanted to later. Now there was 2 strands, if you recall. So the other strand is right here. This is part of that. And I want to just take that to the back side as well. It's already affixed into a slip knot. So it's not going to necessarily come out of the project, but you want to get rid of that. So just, again, poke it through to the back side and secure it on the back as well. So because this is already tied into a slip knot, which is impossible to get out, you just want to weave in that end as well, right to the core of it, and then you can get rid of that as well. And so therefore your character would be then safely sewn to the middle to create a lovey. Get rid of any tags that you want on the doll, and therefore this is going to be part of it and a great little gift for a baby shower and etc. This is it for today, and we hope you enjoy making this DIY little lovey.